Vikki. Vikki King.
Good morning, Nigel.
Absolute pleasure to have you here today on Love Sales Hate Selling Business Owner Interview. I met you at Connect Like a Boss about 7-8 weeks ago.
Yeah, I need to get back on. I'm due to, I think next week I'm on their Thursdays networking.
And you said a few words and my ears went ping. I was like, oh. So I thought, get her on, have an interview with this lady. She's really interesting. So thank you for joining us today. Before we start, we have to do a pose. We have to do a pose for the YouTube thumbnail. So after 3, I want you to do your best pose for the thumbnail. So 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, that's a pose, man. You've done this before, haven't you?
Yeah, you are helping me with the confidence to go live.
Oh, fantastic. Right, let's get started. I mean, what's the time now? Good grief, we've lost so much time. 23 minutes past 11. You know, guys, listen, there is a bit of a stereotypical thing for people of Caribbean descent, and it's called BMT. Please do not think this is how I roll. I'm normally very punctual. Today we are on Rastaman time, but it's because of technical issues, and I do apologise. We'll back to normal schedule next week. Right, so Vikki, let's get started. Can you tell the people watching what you do for a business?
Yeah, sure. So the business name is Affinity Virtual Services. So I started out just offering VA services, but I've now transitioned over to offering Pinterest marketing and soon to be podcast guest pitching services.
Oh, sounds very interesting. Pinterest and podcasting.
Yes,
so,
well, they're both a way to get visible, just in different formats.
And what inspired you to transition from like mainly being VA services to obviously these other two these other two ways of kind of getting business?
Well, I've always been interested in marketing. So my history, I spent 14 years as IT user support and looking after the servers in a office, and I got bored. I was interested in business as I started learning about digital marketing when sort of Twitter was first about. So I've always had that interest. So when I decided to come out of corporate, and I tried VA work as a lot of people do, it didn't really sit comfortable with me. Just being general, you sort of go into a room all sort of like sneaky. Everybody didn't know what a VA was, and it's all things to all people. And I was like, no, I want to niche down. I want to really learn about. So I knew about Pinterest as a user, completely loved it.
Yeah.
And it was sort of last year with lockdown, I started to really, sort of go, right, okay, and now I've got the time, as most people had, to learn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to find out how could I learn more about Pinterest from a business perspective and how I could help people. So yeah, I went and I've found some wonderful people. I'm going to share a link in the comments later. If anybody wants to sort of self DIY Pinterest, there's a lovely lady called Megan Williamson who's got a free group, and she's got some amazing value and video trainings and everything she always does. So I'm now part of her paid training, so I can keep up to date, because Pinterest for a long time
evolves, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. For a long time, it was so easy for people to almost spam Pinterest, same old in the same image, and users, as they have on lots of platforms, they're like, I don't like that, I don't want that, I want new content on board. So Pinterest did a lot of changes last year. They've done changes this year. So I need to keep up with it. So I'm part of her program, so I can help people if they want to just get themselves set up on Pinterest, but they're happy to do it themselves, but they don't know how to start. I can help people with that. Yeah. I can help people manage their accounts. I can just do a quick audit if people are like, I'm not entirely sure, what's going on with my account. Can you have a little look and just make sure that it's optimized?
Fantastic.
So that's how I got into Pinterest. And recently with podcasting, I've been listening to lots of audio. Everybody has different ways of learning, right? Some people like to read, some people like to watch a video, and that's what's great about Pinterest as well, is because it gets people hooked in with the visual straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also, unlike social media platforms, whereas it's not social media. Other social media platforms want to keep you on their platform as much as possible. Pinterest is completely happy for you to direct traffic to YouTube, to Instagram, Shop, your website. You know, it's all about the kind of collaboration there, really, because it is a visual search engine. And the great thing about Pinterest as well is if you use the correct keywords, you have to do a lot of keyword research, just like Google. It's got SEO. You have to give it time. But you can actually then show up in Google search results, because people can click on images, and then your Pinterest stuff comes up, which is really cool, because you can rank a lot higher, a lot quicker than you would if you just concentrate on your Google keywords.
Fantastic. Wow. And there's a lady watching now. Hi, Natasha. I hope you're well, honey.
Hey.
She will be very impressed with your talk of managing servers, especially being a lady as well, because it does tend to be a man's world, the server world, as what I've come across. How did you cope with all that testosterone, being like a female server boss? I mean, you like kind of like say, how did it work?
Do you know what was really bizarre and great at the same time is my IT manager was also a lady.
What?
Yeah, so she looked after like ERP systems, like the old black and green kind of stuff.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah, so she looked after that stuff, and then I looked after all the modern stuff.
Wow, server speak. So I imagine you can speak in ones and zeros as well.
Not anymore. No. The rest of the corporate world, because we were part of a massive business unit, so whenever we had IT conferences, we were probably the 2 women in England, and then there was 2 women in America that concentrated on something slightly different, and then the rest are all men, which is fine.
No, it's fine, but I think it's nice, and I think any young ladies who maybe watch this on replay and think, well, what could I be, you know? And that's the thing, you hear people talk about what they've done, their experiences, and it kind of eliminates stereotypes, because my perception is IT tends to be mostly men, you know, no lies, a bit boring, pencil behind the ear. And then there's you.
It used to be boring. It's not boring anymore. There's so many facets to technology and IT. It's amazing. So sorry, I can't remember his name, but you had the cybersecurity guy on, didn't you, recently?
Yes, John Cuss. Oh man,
yeah.
Have you heard his voice?
Yeah, because he's been on some networking. I've heard him, but
like
I was.
White, man.
Oh no! At one point, I was considering training as an ethical hacker because I found it fascinating.
Yes, fantastic. Have you had a one-to-one with him?
No, I probably should, because I support a local charity-run preschool with their admin and their IT support, and I'm literally just sorting out all of their cybersecurity stuff at the moment. So I probably need a chat.
He is a very speak to him, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, that's why Nigel was like fawning over him.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we all have our areas of expertise, don't we? So we might know a little bit and we can Google it. But it's not the same as speaking face to face with someone. He
told me stuff which I mean, wow. That's all I can say. And he's so young and he's so switched on, and he can accommodate every single business of every single size. But enough of plugging, John. We're here to talk about you. So tell us about some of the challenges that you faced, that you've had to overcome with the new side of the business.
Well, so moving over to be a VA was hard because I'm quite introverted, and back then there wasn't so much of the Zoom networking meetings. There wasn't as many. It was all face to face. Found that really bloody hard.
Yeah, I imagine so.
In the corner. So that I had to overcome that, which I'll be honest with you, I didn't overcome until lockdown on Zoom, which I found it easier to network virtually.
Yeah.
And then also, it's not that well known that in the UK about Pinterest, one as a user, and 2 mainly how you can use it from a business perspective. It's still very, very new idea to people that they can market their business that way. The challenge is probably just educating people that it even exists, and that they could include that in their whole marketing strategy.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic tool. I mean, I know I've been on there for at least, in various forms, 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer than that. And I've always had a little play, but they didn't really kind of focus on it. And it's only recently that I've kind of started looking at it and thinking, you know something, like you say, it's another channel for you to attract traffic from, and that's what people need to realize. It's not about being on every single platform. It's about utilizing the platform which maybe fit your business, or so for example, there's certain boards, there's certain types of categories which go really well on Pinterest. Well, certainly where it's visual, sort of home interior, beauty, fashion, and various others as well. But I suppose if somebody wants to kind of establish whether their business would be a good fit, the first thing to do really is maybe come and speak to you.
Yeah, or they could just sign up for a personal account first of all on Pinterest and just start searching. There's a search bar and it has a guided search. So you just start typing a word in. So so there are a lot of coaches on there. There's lots of service providers, health, well-being and fitness. It's turning into quite a shoppable platform because it integrates with Etsy and Shopify. And recently, because I'm learning all the time with this, depending on what clients have. So recently, I found out that if you have a WooCommerce site with WordPress, there's actually a Pinterest plugin for that because it needs a catalog to have a shop virtually.
You have all your products on there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say just go and have a look around for what it is that you do. It might be that you might not find something because maybe you're just typing in the wrong word. It's not the same as Google keywords when you type in. It's basing it actually in the platform what people are searching. So you might need to just tweak it, but just go and have a look what's out there. Just because you might not find any pins doesn't mean to say that that's not a platform that you can use. As I say, there are lots. It's not just about recipes and fashion and weddings anymore, although that is obviously still very, very popular. So one of the clients I manage is actually a copywriter and a writing coach. So we do a lot of stuff about content marketing and repurposing your content. And we link to her YouTube as well as her blog. And the great thing about Pinterest is that if you put evergreen content up there, it's going to be forever searchable. So there is a lifespan, they say, of about 3 to 4 months of a pin. But if somebody searches and your pin has been viewed lots and saved lots and clicked lots, Pinterest knows that that's useful. So it will still show it up in the results. So got opportunity all the time, whereas obviously if you put something out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's dead. Nobody knows you after a day,
24 48 hours. Although saying that, I have had some posts which for some strange reason have reappeared on my newsfeed, which I posted a couple of months ago. I mean, there's one which is 3 years ago, which someone's gone on and commented, and now it's like at the top of my feed. So but yeah, absolutely, it's a much shorter life cycle on most of your other platforms. Guys, there's some golden nuggets here. I hope if you're watching this that you're taking some notes. Don't forget you can get hold of Vikki after this. She's going to leave some details in the comments. If there's any questions, send them in now. We've still got about another 10 minutes left, but if you've got any questions, please send them in and we can ask them today, right now, and answers for you. My favorite question, this one is, tell us one thing about you that not many people know.
See, I find that hard. So not many people know that I was a very young mother at the age of 17. And my son's going to be 25 this year.
Get lost. Well, that would make you you like
old.
No, there's no way that you're that age. Now you're lying. She's lying to us, guys. She's lying. She's lying. But wow.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not a grandmother yet.
Well, be careful what you wish for. That's what I'm going to say. We'll talk about that in a bit. And was that challenging? I mean, 17.
Yeah, definitely. 17. The relationship didn't last very long, so I was a single parent probably single parent from the age of 10 months old baby. No, it happens. I mean, you're that young, you don't really plan, it's life, shit happens. But I was so lucky. So when I got into computers, actually back then, and I got my first computer, and I was on ICQ. I don't know, unless you're very old on chat rooms, you might not know what the hell
I
I'm talking
remember
about.
ICQ.
I know, it's like, oh, the little noise.
Yeah, bloody hell. God, you're old school, you are.
See, I didn't actually go there to look for anything, but I met my husband on ICQ.
Oh my God!
So yeah, we was in a chat room. I nearly gave up. I was like, what's this chat room rubbish about? And we got chatting, and yeah, he lived, that's why I'm up in the Midlands, because I was down in Brentwood in Essex, you know.
Yes, I know those sides. And where are you based now?
So I'm in a beautiful little village called Kyneton, which is sort of near Stratford-upon-Avon.
Oh yes, I remember now. Oh yes, lovely.
But that's Coventry. So I met him when my son was about 4. So we had a rushed moving in together because my son was starting school, and I was like, well, I don't want to start down here and then move up there. So we moved in together after being together a year, and we've not looked back. We've been together, obviously, since 2000. So a long time.
Oh, that's nice, guys. I want you to kind of show some love, man. That's a beautiful story. That is beautiful story. And your son's 25. What's his son doing now? What's he doing as a?
So he's always been into cars ever since he could drive. So yeah, so he started out being one of the, not a chav, but you know, like lowering cars and like changing this. He's done that a lot.
Lego cars.
Yeah, but he's very good at what he did. He went and trained with VW as a vehicle technician.
Ooh.
And yeah, he's actually so good. He's very nerdy. He can tell loads of stuff just by the noise of the car going by on a VW. It's weird.
Fantastic. I'm pretty, well, I won't say I'm good, but I'm like that. If I hear a noise, you know, I know I can tell wheel bearings, CV joints. Not being sexist.
It's a man thing.
Ladies don't hear those things. And I'll give you an example. My wife was driving my car, and when I jumped it, because basically with lockdown, I was working from home. She managed to get a job, and I used the car one day, and I could hear this. So, come on, I said, you heard that noise? She's like, what noise? No, it was CV joint. It was like, when the guy changed, he says, I've never seen one this bad.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking, hold on a second. How long was that? You know what happens? She jumps in the car, music goes up full blast, sunglasses on.
Oh, I see. Okay. When I passed my test when I was really young, I had a little Micra, and my husband, well, he wasn't my husband at the time, and I was like, it keeps making this weird squeak when I'm going around the roundabout. He went, yeah, you're going too bloody fast.
Well, Natasha Gordon, my good friend, has just put, that's a lie, I know cars.
Good on you.
Okay, I'll say a percentage of ladies, my mum included. My mum had a car and she never had it serviced and then wondered why it broke down. But anyway, that's another story. So what 3 bits of advice would you give somebody who wanted to start a business right now?
Don't be scared, but surround yourself with like-minded people and a support system. You can't do everything. You can't know everything. We've all been there, done it, made the mistake, got the t-shirt. We're still learning forever, but you know, just bloody start. Just make a plan, you know, but obviously don't jump in and leave your job straight away. Make a plan where you want to get to, work out the little steps of how you're going to get there. And just do it, because it's the best thing being your own boss. It really is. And the people that you get to meet, you know, like you've got this little world when you're in corporate, and it's just amazing. Yeah,
absolutely. I definitely agree with you there. You meet real people. I think corporate world, people kind of, they mold themselves into that world, don't they? And then you always see, because I've met so many people who've come out of corporate into like what I call the real world, and they're like rabbits in headlights. And they almost assume that because they say something that people will flock to them. Well, unfortunately, the real world, you know, your corporate company had, you know, £100 million of marketing that sat behind it, so that when you mentioned them, everyone knew. Now you're on your own. It's like it's just you. So,
yeah, and also you think, well, I know this and I can do it, and then you realise, oh my God, I've got like 10 other plates to spin to be a business owner.
Absolutely. So
and you don't, even if you are marketing, you don't have the time yourself. You end up doing it for so many other people. It's like my Pinterest. I'm my Pinterest is embarrassing because I'm busy doing other people's Pinterest.
Yeah, it's a typical builder, isn't it? You go to a builder's house and they've got loads of unfinished projects. Light fittings hanging off the ceiling, half-built walls, but then they do the most amazing extensions. When I worked for Yellow Pages, the amount of kind of tradespeople's houses I'd go to and they had half-finished jobs, and their wives would be like, face like thunder because they started that job 4 years ago and never finished it. So I hear you. Any other tips that you'd give somebody looking to start a business?
So I don't know if you're part of the is it the FSB? I don't know if you're
Federation
part of
of Small Business.
Yeah.
I've got a young man who I've got to speak to about that, actually. So you've just reminded me.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not, but I did look into it. But like, definitely research and try out a lot of these companies because they do have a lot of support.
Yeah.
For you. So definitely try out lots of different networking groups. The best kept secret if you don't go and network. Yes,
absolutely. Get out there, go and meet others. And I'm going to push you for one more tip.
I don't know if I've got another tip.
Go on, give us one more.
I don't know. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and you won't grow and scale probably on your own. So you do need to build up a team. It doesn't have to be an internal team. It can be somebody like you, Nigel, that you think, I have not got time now to do all of my social media marketing. I was killing it, but I've actually got to go and work and do some work now. So you hire out.
yeah. I'm literally. I've got to be honest. I ain't that far away from that thought process, but that's another story for another day. Excellent. Guys, you've not been quiet today. Don't tell me that Vikki's answered all of your questions.
I can do a little mini training at some point. If people have got loads of questions, I'm happy to go on to Pinterest and do like a live mini training to show people how they can get started.
Stop you there for one moment. How about you do a members training session in the group?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Not a problem.
Fantastic. Because I will send you the link later on. You can book yourself a slot.
Because it's important that people understand that you have a personal Pinterest account and a business Pinterest account. Yeah.
Right, I'm putting you down for members training. So, guys, if you're watching and you want to get some exclusive training from Vikki, she's going to be doing a training session in the Love Sales Hate Selling Facebook group, which will be designed to answer questions, which she will get over the next couple of weeks. So, come and join us. I will tell you all about it. Right, is there anything that the people watching, the people who watch the replay can do to help you?
So the only thing I would say is just keep me in mind for anybody that you see that might be looking for some Pinterest advice, but also podcasting. So I'm hopefully going to launch a podcast very, very soon myself. But I've trained as a podcast manager to help people launch and edit. But my very exciting service I'm launching next month is helping people be guests on podcasts, because that's a fantastic way to get out to a wider audience and get yourself visible.
Ooh, I may well get back in touch with you about that, love. I've got a face for radio, so so I'll do just fine. Well, Vikki, thank you so much for today. Like I said, I do apologise regarding the technical glitches. It still went well. I think we had a fantastic interview. You came across so well. And if people didn't know what you do, they do now. And like I said, guys, if you're watching this on replay, if you want to reach out to Vikki, she's going to drop all of her links and bits and bobs in the comments. If Pinterest is something you're considering, most certainly if you have e-commerce, I definitely think you should be speaking to Vikki. Then reach out to her and she will be able to help. Vikki, thank you so much. I look forward to catching up with you very soon. I'm going to send you the link to the in fact, what I'll do, I'm going to tag you in the post in the group where the link is for you to book in. Grab a slot. Absolutely look forward to that. I'll make sure that I've got front row seat. And I'll make sure that it all works so you can stream straight into the group. Hey, Karen Bourne, how you doing, honey?
Hello.
Karen said it's well worth doing the training, so she looks forward to seeing you doing some training in the group as well.
No problem. In the meantime, I'm going to put a link to that group that I said with Megan, because it's you've got to get information from everywhere. You can't just get it from one person, right?
Yeah, of course, so, absolutely, fantastic.
So I'll put that link in. Brilliant.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to catching up with you very soon. And I'll tag you in that. I'll tag you in that post now. Bye, guys. Have a fantastic Thursday, and I'll see all y'all next week. Bye.